All right, so Monday morning after UFC 307, where Alex Pereira once again put on a stunning display of violence. Probably his best performance yet, because he had to prove he could fight through a bit of adversity. He had to go to the later rounds. He had to be the hammer and the nail. But the reality is, he was never really much of a hammer. Yeah, he got hit a few times, but he was never flustered. He was never bothered. He kept cool, calm and collected, and the whole time was just waiting to pounce on Khalil Rountree. Khalil, fair play, great effort, going from 0 to 100, really quick to land shots, and then was bouncing around the octagon like a little mosquito, more like a bothersome fly than a real threat to Pereira. Again, that sounds insulting. I'm not being insulting, but Pereira was controlling the whole fight just by his sheer presence, and when it was time to put on the pressure and get the finish, that's what we saw. So now, Monday morning, he has defended the belt 3 times in 7 months. He's a 2-weight division champion, and he's one of the most active people on all of the roster. So the question naturally begs itself, is he pound for pound #1 on the planet? Straight away, you might think, hold on, no he's not, because he hasn't beaten all the different types of styles that he could possibly go up against. I'm talking about, of course, Magomed Ankalaev. That is a big glaring one when you talk about the greatness, the pound for pound greatness of Alex Pereira. Pound for pound means if you were to take all the fighters and make them all the same size, pound for pound, whose skills are the best to win a fight against anybody else, okay? So therefore, you've got to consider how they would do against different styles. And for Pereira, you can make the argument that he's had stylistically favorable matchups. Khalil Rountree Jr. wasn't even dreaming of doing a takedown. Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, Yuri Prohaska again. Of course, a win over Jan Blachowicz, who is a good grappler, a BJJ black belt, but not the wrestling threat of an Islam Makhachev, a Khabib Nurmagomedov, or a Magomed Ankalaev. So that's not his fault. They're the top people right now. Of course, Magomed is matched up against Alexander Rakic. That goes down in a couple of weeks in Abu Dhabi. I'll be there for that one. But is he pound for pound #1? When you think about pound for pound #1, who are the names that immediately come to your mind? Don't lie, I know you're thinking Jon Jones, because that's correct. Jon Jones should be in the discussion. However, he hasn't fought in quite some time, but he does come back in a very short amount of time. November, he goes back up against Stipe. If he gets the win, I think he's sitting on top of that throne, top of the mountain, top of the bill, the pound for pound #1. But right now, the other name that you're probably thinking of is Islam Makhachev. Yes, that's correct. Islam Makhachev has done incredible things. Of course, he has the 1 loss. Pereira has 2 losses, but strength of schedule matters. Pereira is going through everybody. 3 title defenses in 7 months and taking the world by storm. So if you go through the top 10, it's really hard to deny Alex Pereira is #1. Dricus du Plessis in at 10. Of course, middleweight champion, doing great things, but still a long way off in my humble opinion. Max Holloway sitting at #9. Yeah, maybe he should be higher on that list, but we're talking about who's #1. #8, Leon Edwards, just lost the belt to Belal Muhammad, so he ain't #1. Alejandro Pantoja, the flyweight champ, at 7. Volkanovski in at #6. He's still hanging around. Belal Muhammad, of course, took the belt, so he's there at #5. #4, Merab Dvalishvili, who just beat Sugar Sean O'Malley. #3, Ilia Topuria, just became the champion. Not quite as frequent as we would like. He has the ability to become pound for pound #1 because the man can do it all. When you look at the boxing, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, and the goddamn confidence of the man, he could do it. He could be the pound for pound #1. He just needs to fight a little more frequently. #2, Alex Pereira. #1, Islam Makhachev. But the question is, has that all changed? Because Saturday night, he went out there once again and showed everyone how good he is. So, is he the pound for pound #1? Well, he is very active. He is taking on the top competition. Yeah, sure, granted, maybe Magomed Ankalaev should have been there Saturday night. But he wasn't. That's not his fault. You can't hold that against him. But the people that he is beating, he's doing it in sensational fashion and he's finishing them, okay? And that's partly what I want to see. To be pound for pound #1, you got to be finishing people. You can't be scraping by them with split decisions. You got to do it in emphatic fashion. And I don't think there's anyone out there right now with the finishing ability of Alex Pereira. It is frightening what he can do. And the only discussion, the only question around Alex Pereira right now is, can he beat somebody like Magomed Ankalaev? Because That's the only style we haven't really seen. Can he stop a wrestler? That's been the whole knock on Alex Pereira. Oh, UFC are giving him fan-friendly matchups. They're giving him styles that favour him. He's a glory kickboxer. Of course, he's going to beat Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill and all these others. These are all tremendous fighters. Israel Adesanya, so on and so forth. These are legendary, tremendous fighters, okay? But I guess stylistically, it is favourable to his style, okay? But Magomed Ankalaev is the last question, because it's not his fault that this isn't the light heavyweight generation from 2005 and 6, when you had people like Rampage, Shogun, Vanderlei Silva, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz. The list goes on. It was the glamour division back in the day. Right now, light heavyweight is full of killers, and Alex Pereira is taking them all out. Islam Makhachev, he's out for a little bit. Of course, he's going to come back. He's going to rematch Arman Tsarukyan, a match that he already had, that he was already victorious in. I'm even seeing people make comparisons online to Alex Pereira having a better resume than Khabib Nurmagomedov, okay? Because he's fighting more frequently. He's taking out more top contenders. He's been a champ of 2 weight divisions. But you got to remember, he does have losses on his record. And Khabib Nurmagomedov retired undefeated, and he never lost a round in all of mixed martial arts. That is why there is this mythical status surrounding Khabib Nurmagomedov. And for the most part, Islam Makhachev. He's kind of doing a similar thing. Yeah, he has that one loss to Adriano Martins, but everyone gets caught. And that's why it's so hard to stay undefeated in this tremendous sport that we have. But I'm saying all this, Pereira, yeah, I'm going to give Pereira the top spot right now. When Islam Makhachev comes back and he beats Arman Tsarukyan, who knows, maybe it's him. But it's one of these objective discussions. There's no right, there's no wrongs. But what I will say, just to finish off this video, because none of you are going to like this, if Jon Jones comes back and defeats Stipe Miocic in the fashion that he plans on, he's the pound-for-pound #1, whether you like it or not. Go off in the comment section, because I don't give a shit. When you look at the resume of Jon Jones, the styles that he beat, the fashion that he did it, the way that he finished everybody, dangerous strikers, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu guys, and finished them all, and he's still here sitting on the top of the heavyweight division. Yeah, you're already getting pissed off. You're saying that I'm oiling up Dana. That's got absolutely all to do with it. You just look at the facts. But anyway, he's been out for a little bit, so let's keep Jon out of the situation. Pound for pound, #1 right now, Alex Pereira. There it is. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe, ring the bell. See you soon.